How's it going, everyone? I hope the mic isn't picking up too much of that fan. It might be. I had to turn the fan on like real quick because it's still like 90 degrees in Florida. A balmy October. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna turn the fan down. Okay, all right. Fan is on low. We might survive the summer that never ends. Maybe, I don't know. Hey, I had a bunch of stuff that came out this week, or last week, or the week before. Like tons of stuff came out. I haven't been streaming in a while. I made this spooky layout, and then I didn't stream like basically the first 2 weeks of October. The reason for that is because I was just getting books out the door, like Nightwing, Umbrella Academy 3, The Realm, number 10. A lot of those, some of those books were more than 22 pages, so it was just like a lot getting out the door. And then you were just in Miami. I was like walking into a soup. Yeah, you're not wrong. So yeah, getting those books out the door was awesome, because now I actually, like, the whole rest of the month is like semi-easy street. So we might, I keep telling myself don't promise, streaming, extra streaming. And I keep telling myself also stop telling people you're going to stream if you don't know if you're going to stream or not. But I'm going to try to stream every day next week. We're going to see how that goes. It's like super foggy in here. Must be October. That fog rolling in. So, what came out? Umbrella Academy number 1 came out. Yeah. I hope you guys will all pick that up. Also, I just got in the mail this like foily Nightwing. Look at that. Look at that foil. Is it the 90s again? You can go home again. Nightwing 51 is out soonish. People are very polarized on if they like Nightwing right now. Some people love it, some people hate it. So I hope you love it. I'm hustling. I'm trying to make the best Nightwing I can. So I hope that is appreciated, at least. If you're not digging the story, or you love the story, either way, I hope that you love the art. But that's not what we're here for. What we're here for is for you. We're going to talk about color schemes. Let's switch it over to the Photoshop, shall we? There we go. So on the right, we have Devilman Crybaby by Robert Wilson IV. It's like kind of flatted, because I wanted to talk to you guys about, like, hey Nimish, like just basic color scheme stuff. And I didn't want the flats for this guy to be A, too complicated, or B, I don't know, like the actual colors, because I wanted us to think about color in a more like abstract kind of way. I feel like I'm like coughing it up over here. I got a little tickle. Maybe it's because I haven't done this in a while. So yeah, I wanted everyone thinking about color in like a more abstract way, and I also wanted to think like, I see a lot of web comics, webtoons kind of stuff where people are doing just straight up black and white, and going the extra mile and putting in like a color scheme actually isn't as tough as you might think it is, especially if you're going to do like a bare bones minimal kind of color scheme, which is what we're going to talk about today. We're not going to talk about like going full color. We're going to talk about like picking, like, over here we have like what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colors total. There's the black, white, obviously, and then like 3 shades of gray. Yeah, five total. so we're gonna hit these color wheels here, and we're gonna pick out 5 colors. We're gonna pick out actually a bunch of different schemes. So let's get into that. So right now we have like a bunch of different colors, and if you're new to coloring or you get overwhelmed by coloring, you might look at this and be like, oh god, how am I gonna like I'm just gonna pick like you know, red, and then it's like red, and then it's like, okay, what goes, I guess this goes with it, but that's like kind of mustardy and weird, and like, I don't know, this blue, and does this really go together? Not really. Like, this really doesn't go together. And this might be like part of the problem you're having, where you're like overwhelmed by the options. And the easiest way to narrow the options is to start thinking about color like, okay, instead of coloring like this is all local color, teal is teal, blue is blue, indigo is indigo, brick is brick. You know, I added this brick. There's an actual brick in our color scheme, but you know, like this yellow is like yellow with a capital yellow. This red is red with a capital red. This blue is blue with, or indigo or whatever, is indigo with a capital indigo. So these are local colors. So you want to kind of like break out of that, like fresh out of the like Crayola crayon box. And the way to do that and limit your options and unify your palette is to think about the air between the subject and us. So we're going to add a 25% wash of a color on this top one and a 50% wash on the bottom one. And I kind of like set this up with a mask and everything. You don't necessarily have to even get that technical. Like, we can take this blue right here. We can take this blue and just be like, all right, fill it, and then kick it down to like 25. Like, this is what it looks like. And we're already unifying the palette a little bit. We're gonna make these like little side palette. So what did we grab before? We grabbed like this red. We grabbed like this gold, or no, I think it was this yellow one. And then we grabbed this blue. I don't know if this is gonna go together still. It's gonna be a little more unified, but I don't know if it's like, yeah, it's still kind of rough. We're still kind of all over the dial, but it's a little more unified because it's got like each of the colors has a little bit of blue in it. So the reason that I want 25 and 50%, by the way, is because I wanted to have like a couple of different places to pull from. A harder wash versus a softer wash on the top. So like right now we're washing the color with this pink color. And you can wash it with any kind of color you want. Like, you can wash a color wheel with like anything you want. This is something you always struggle with. Well, I'm glad you're here. We're gonna talk about it. So like, we're making like a cheat sheet. Like, this is not something I do page to page, panel to panel, you know, this kind of thing. I just want to show you a quick way to figure out how to get a decent color scheme. So like, say we're gonna be working at night. So we're gonna take this blue. We're gonna take a blue out of here. We're gonna take this blue. 100% cyan, 50% magenta, and we're gonna fill it. It's this color. So at 50%, this is what it did to the color wheel. At 25%, this is what it did to the color wheel. So we're gonna pick 5 colors out of here. We're gonna pick like one dark one, 2 light, 2 like 3 in the middle, and a light one. So let's pick this brick color. We'll pick that. And look, already like bricks are brown, but this is not brown. But in the context of this color scheme, it's brown. Like, freaking wild. Hey Kate, thank you for the resub. 12 months in a row. Whew. Whew. That's a spicy resub. Yeah, man. Streaming for a year. Nuts. So, like, you look at this, when you look at the color scheme, you're like, oh, this is clearly brown. But then you go over here and it's not brown. It's like, because it's washed with 50% of this blue, it's actually this like slate gray kind of thing. Like, this is, I feel like what trips people up is like, they think, oh, brown is brown. But everything around it affects the context. So we're gonna pick that brown as like this dark color. We're gonna pick this little light orange. Maybe not. The blue is actually going to affect colors that are closer to it with more saturation. Everything on the opposite side of the color wheel is going to be less saturated. So let's pick some like cool saturated stuff. Let's pick something there. Pick something there. Let's pick like a greenish, maybe? No. Like maybe this guy? All right. So like we need 5. Guys, don't tell anybody I goofed that. I'm picking another green. Maybe not another green. Maybe a purple. There we go. There we go. So we kind of have like a weird like highlight color. Maybe we don't pick this green. Maybe we pick like a yellow? Or isn't Devilman Crybaby red? We're going to pick a red. So we picked like a blue, a red. This guy, like, even though he looks blue, is actually from this brick color. So we just selected like right out of the color wheel. Like no tricks. Like we picked a couple up here, we picked a couple down here. Now we're gonna change the wash color. Let's change it. So I don't know. What do you guys want to change it to? We can change it to anything. This yellow? Sure. This yellow is good. Okay. So let's pick this like indigo. Let's pick this teal that's actually green. Let's pick this other lime. Let's pick this beige. We're in Beige Town, I guess. And let's pick like a red. This red's so much brighter than this red because this one has yellow in it and this one has blue in it. Why am I always streaming while you're at work? I don't know, man. This is the normal time that I stream. It's because I stream during when my fiance is at work. You're probably at work too. So like, you're at work too. This color wheel has a severe lack of hot pink. All right, we're gonna jump in. Everything Fake McCoy ever wanted. Wash color hot pink. So we're gonna do like a dark violet color, an orange color. We're gonna pick this weird yellow. Oh wait, we'll pick the weird yellow from down here. We'll pick this green that's actually gray, and this light color here. This is all hot pink. Had an interview for a different kind of work this morning. Workception. You only watch streams at work. Yeah. So like we have a couple schemes down here. I don't know if they're gonna be fantastic. Let's do like a green one. Pick one there. This is a weird one. We're getting weird with it. Okay. So we have a couple schemes. And like I don't know. They look all right. We're kind of like jumping around the color wheel a little too much. Like we're in this one where we're using red, green, and blue. We're like tricolor schemed. Which is fine. But it's like, okay, so all of these colors are not actually in these color wheels. By using a wash, we've like narrowed down into what we want. And like, you're gonna have to tweak from there. Like you can't just like wash it, say you're done. Like this is kind of how I started when I started making comic books, and a lot of the problems that I was actually finding was that I was washing and then I was like, well, you know, it's turning into this beige color. We're just going to keep this beige color. And I should have been thinking on my feet after that. But for right now, to get you started, to get you going, I want you thinking about washes of color, because when you wash, you're going to unify the palette. So let's work on this devil man, right? So let's just start plugging in our values. It's opposite, isn't it? His things are red. His things are red. And then we can make the line art a color. Whoa, that looks a little wild. What if we... did something like that? So like, as you can see, like we pulled a bunch of different color schemes. Yeah. I'm going to be uploading this to the YouTube page. Don't worry about it. So would you use these base colors for base tones? Also for rendering. So I'm going to get into that. But I just wanted to like illustrate that, like, you know, you can like start here. Like starting here is a little less intimidating, and tweaking from here is a little less intimidating than starting from like a color wheel, like a full spectrum of color. We can take this Robert Wilson IV piece, and we can go further. Like we can use this guy, this color scheme. Oh wait, we'll stick with red for him because that's, I guess, how he's like easily identifiable. Like this color scheme is a little weird. It's a little wild. Maybe we should use this purple instead of this green. I don't know. It's still a little wild. But it's like, this is the stuff that is interesting to me. Like this is how these schemes interact. That's kind of neat, actually. What if we turned his skin? I forgot what we washed with this. I kind of want to pick another color. But like, so is there any way to go to the beginning of the stream if you missed the first bit? I don't think so, but you can catch the VOD. And obviously I'll be posting this to my YouTube as well. So, and we'll do some more, another like couple of demos too, so you guys can see. Let's try this one. We're gonna do like this purple for the line art. We're gonna do like the tears in this pink. Oh, I've unified it. I made them the same color. That's why I was like, I thought we needed more colors in this. Yeah, and like there's a bunch of different kinds of things that you can do to like you can do like kind of offsetting things to like jazz it up, like duplicate the layer and kind of like offset it a little bit, you know, like make it kind of like look weirdly printed or whatever. But yeah, like this is kind of you feel like we're Andy Warhol today. We are kind of Andy Warhol. If you go to videos, you can see from the beginning. Yeah. This was the yellow wash. This was the pink wash, wasn't it? I can't remember. Let's try to do. All right. Let's do something wild. So we're using that so like, yeah, we're kind of pop culture-y, Andy Warholing. Like, I don't know if this is like the best Devilman fan art. Like, you might want to do some more grounded colors, but the colors work well together. And the reason that they work well together is because you're choosing colors that are unified with one anchor of a color. You're narrowing your scope into like a certain set of colors. We can try. Here we can back up to the Devilman stuff. Let's do some more. Let's do a couple more palettes. So we can do unifying with like lighter colors. Like this is a very light yellow that we're using right now. It doesn't have to be something very saturated. It doesn't have to be like, it can be anything you want to like start with. You know, we can do this like this orange and this beige, and we're gonna take this deep red, maybe this like slate blue, and then like another teal here. Like I kind of like this palette here that we got going on. We'll do another wash color of like the, what should we do? Is there anything cool in here? What's this, like neon red? Like we'll use this, I guess. This, like, look at how much like this red is so powerful that we have like just nuked this whole side of the color wheel. Like basically anything that was like good at picking up red, like just turned red with 50%. Like this color, this neon red, and like this color are so close. Yeah, we're very hot right now. We're gonna pick these guys, and then we're gonna need an accent color. So we're gonna pick like this mauve, and then maybe a yellow, like that. The wash is reflecting on your face. It's so strong. Oh my god, we gotta change it. We gotta change it. Whew. We're heating up. Is it getting hot in here, guys? Is it getting hot in here? Something is on fire. Something's smoking. Oh no, that's the creepy fog of October. All right. Let's do just to see how something would look. We're gonna do this blue, but we're gonna pick exclusively from the warmer side of the color wheel. So we're gonna do two of these with the blue. We're gonna do one where we pick from exclusively from the cooler side, and one where we pick exclusively from the warmer side. The color wheel kind of gets cut in half here, with cooler stuff on this side, warmer stuff, cooler stuff on the top, warmer stuff on the bottom. So let's do like a cooler version, just so that you guys can see what it looks like. And we're gonna grab that. We're gonna grab this. We're gonna grab. Hey, Fake McCoy, welcome to High Society. You are now part of the Colorist Society for 10 months in a row. Welcome. I'm gonna grab this green. We're gonna grab this lime. So like this is all cool colors. Now we're gonna try doing the same thing down here. So like all these warm colors are gonna be like kind of desaturated. They're gonna be a little grayer. Obviously with 25% they're gonna be less gray. I'm gonna grab this yellow. All right, let's make some more Devilmans. Devilman's crybabies. I don't know if that was right. Okay. I don't like the colors are vibrating for me. I don't know if this is where you want to put your Devilman Crybaby. You love that sweet, sweet recognition. I know you do. So like from here, you could tweak it. Like you could figure out what you want to do. Like obviously this guy is like vibrating a little bit, and like the we didn't get a good enough darker color. So you could take this and kind of like figure out where you want to put it, like something like that. We could even take the orange and kind of make it a little more neon, or make it closer to the blue, you know. And like by sticking to like one side of the color wheel for everything, and then making the yellow with his tears, we're kind of highlighting his tears, and that's kind of like storytelling stuff that you're gonna choose in color. Fruit punch, but strongly tangerine. Yeah. So like, you know, this is a scheme that like looks very, very different, and is gonna get you out of your comfort shell, or your comfort zone. You're gonna get you out of your shell and your comfort zone. Let's ooh, look at this one. This one's hot. This one's neon. Oh, I like this one. This one like vibrates. It's all freaking wild. But it's you know, you start here and you figure out what you want to do. Like you're starting a new business selling comfort shells? I would buy that. Is that where I get to wear a shell that's my home on my back and I curl up into it when I'm scared? Because I want that. But like, you know, if you were making Devilman Crybaby like fan art, like this color scheme works pretty well. This, like, we did a pretty good job with this one. Let's do this guy. And this was, if you remember, this was when we did the wash color blue, and we did all cool colors. No warm colors allowed. Did we use that one already? Did we do that one? Did we do that one? Like, where's the one that we didn't use? There it is. So obviously the line art has to get darkened up a little bit so that you can actually see what's going on. But like, we stayed on like the cooler side of the color wheel with the wash, so it's like a little bit more saturated. Now let's try being on the other side of the color wheel. This is going to be all the warm colors. And like, in truth, because we used the same wash color, like, I'm going to be changing things. Like, we just put this purple in. This purple still looks like it fits. And the reason for that is because we're using the same wash color. The same color is unifying both this purple on the other side of the color wheel as it is the blue on the other side. You know, like this green, this purple, interchangeable. Oh, we should use this red for the red in the Crybaby. Maybe we go here. Oh, I can't do that because then I'll I gotta pick a weird color. Pick a weird color. This one kind of works. So here's the thing. Here's the dirty little secret. Is like, so we washed with like a purple down here. We washed with a blue up here. The reason that these colors work pretty well is because purple and blue are pretty close together on the color spectrum. So they're kind of anchoring with like the same kind of color. But yeah, like, this is straight up like, you know, you don't need any kind of formal training. This just like gets you started. This gets you going. Yeah, like this is a pretty good Devilman. It's his tears look radioactive, but like I don't know, maybe that's what you're going for. Also, Robert Wilson IV did this Devilman, so you guys should check all his stuff out. So yeah, like this is kind of like where when I start working with color, this is kind of like where I start thinking about it. I don't know what Devilman Crybaby's actual colors are. I think he's green and red, right? Is it a green or a blue? I can't remember. You know what? I'm gonna real quick. I'm gonna look up Devilman because we're gonna further get into this a little bit. Is he? Oh my God, he's real weird looking. He's like a blue-green. He is real weird looking. All right. He is real weird looking. So this is Devilman. I feel like I didn't get necessarily the right Devilman, but we're just gonna grab the stuff from the 70s cartoon apparently. Yeah. And then the background can be any color. We're just gonna make it like a light color, so that it doesn't influence us too much. So like this is basic Devilman, right? Like we can all agree that like if we are starting with a very literal interpretation of Devilman, like this is kind of where we would start. So you can take this start. I mean, I guess we'd probably do the teeth and stuff. But you can take this start, this full color Devilman, and just wash it with a color and figure out like, this is the key, is like figuring out which washes are going to work well with the colors that you have down already. Just like we washed a color wheel. You've never seen this character until today? Yeah, he's Japanese anime. Just like working with a color wheel where you have like every single color imaginable, like the same is true for any like photograph or anything. If you want to start unifying the palette, you wash it with something. You wash it with anything. We're going to wash it with this orange, 20%, and it's a little more palatable. We're gonna fix the line art to black. So let's back up. Fix this line art to black. So this is like the literal Devilman colors. If we wash it with this yellow, what did we do? We did this, I think. Like this is 20% of this yellow color. And what that 20% did is it drugged the red into like a little more of an orange. It drugged the blue teal into like a little more of a green. It unified all the colors that were down there with just a little bit of that yellow. And by doing that, it like unified the palette. And if you wanted to make something pop, like say you wanted to, and we'll really drive home this yellow. I just put another 20% down. We're like very yellow now. If you wanted to like accentuate something, like the whole Devilman, you go on the opposite side of the color wheel and you just pull from the color picker. Like this blue is opposite everything else. So that blue does not unify at all with all the other colors you put down, meaning it's gonna fight that stuff. So the background is fighting with Devilman, so that like Devilman pops off the page. And And you can fight, like, that's fighting with just pure color, but you can also fight with like actual value as well, like this kind of thing. Because that yellow is very, very light. We took a blue that's a little darker, so now we're fighting with both value and with color. And that's like where you should be. Oh yeah. I have the action and I have a keyboard shortcut for the 20% fill. It's right here. F9 is my quick key. I did like a video a while back of like running through all of my quick keys and hotkeys and all that. So the thing that I want to like the parting wisdom that I want to give you is that trying to make a, like, if you're making a webcomic and it's in black and white, making a like 4 or 5 color scheme choices is actually like pretty easy. You can, and when you start to think about like, so let's back it up. Let's back it up to regular Devilman. Is this regular Devilman? I think this is regular Devilman. So we've backed it up to regular Devilman. And you can start to think about it not only with washes opposite on the color wheel to make them fight with each other, but also in value. So we can take this Devilman, and now we're not even using this over here, because you know what? We don't need it. We're just going to trust our washes. Like, if you want to, you can just pick from the color wheel if you want like a lot of options. But if you just want to trust the wash, like, you can just do that. We're going to take this Devilman and we're just going to straight up wash it with this dark blue, like 50%. Oh, I grabbed the wrong thing. Devilman, dark blue, 50%. And we're going to take this other, like everything else, and just like a bright orange, or maybe even like a red. Like, we're opposite on the color wheel. And like, so not only are we having like, the silhouette is like popping now because we're fighting it opposite on the color wheel and we're fighting it like in value. And like, you can really increase drama this way. Like, we're really popping the tiers now because the tiers are the lightest thing on the page, and they also fight all the colors around him. By making them yellow, that light yellow, we're fighting the dark blue that we put down that's turning like this red, this normally very, very red, into like this kind of like grayish red. That blue took that his skin tone and made it kind of like a darker version of it. We can back up again. We ever gonna back up to just the, I feel like we should, there we go. So we could take a color that's not close to, I gotta look at the color wheel for this. We could take a color that's not close to this orange and not close to this red. What would that be? I guess yellow. Yellow is close to the red. Green. I feel like he's kind of green already. I don't know. These are, whoa, we reverted. Let's take a green. Fill it. We'll do like 60%. We'll grab the rest of it. What's opposite green? Green and red. We can do like a reddish. I mean, I don't know if this is necessarily working very well, but it certainly is something. And then the yellow again will like pop the tiers. Yeah, so I just wanted to like make this short lesson because I see a lot of black and white comics that could be better with like just a little bit of color. And I want you guys to have all the tools that you possibly can at your disposal. God, I just want to make more Devilman. Are we just gonna color Devilman now? Maybe we are. Let's close the thing here. One of the things that you can do, like, so that tutorial is basically for people who are just like, I don't know how to do color. Like, everything I make looks garish and bad. I don't know how to unify the palette. I'm like totally in the weeds. Now, if you are not in the weeds with that kind of stuff, that's awesome. We're going to try and do a little bit of drama. So we're going to take this Devil Man, wash it in that dark blue, and we're going to do like a yellow in the back here. Maybe like a blue there. So say you get to this point and you're like, okay, I understand Devilman. How do I do the highlights? How do I do the rendering? When I was starting, basically what I would do is I would select like everything that I wanted to, like, you know, put rendering down on, grab the lasso and just start deselecting highlights. So we're going to do this kind of quickly. If I can find my pen. And of course, gotta put on the glove. Gotta stay safe. Always gotta stay safe. So yeah, like I would just be like, okay, we're gonna do like light source coming down like that. We're gonna do like top of his shoulder, gets a light source. Like he's got like kind of a ridge there. His like neck here. Do top of his collarbone again. Maybe do his like pec. He's got a lot of muscles. Devilman, you think Devilman works out? Or just this is how ripped you get. Practice safe art, yeah. This is just how ripped you get when you cry a lot, because you're just like clenched up the whole time. Is that what happens? I don't know. I can't cry anymore. The stream is taking a turn. Can't cry anymore. You wish. Yeah. So like I'm just kind of like, you know, we're doing this very, very quick, but a little highlight in here, but like this is going to be mostly in shadow. We'll deselect all the tears. Kind of like, you know, put a little highlight on his head. Fingers are a little crazy. We're gonna try to do the best we can. But you just wanna like keep in mind top down. So like maybe it catches a little bit in his palm here, and then top of the finger here. It's kind of like turning into like a weird kind of thing. Is this the crying Devilman not from the game Devil May Cry? Because I feel like that would make sense. It is not from Devil May Cry. This is Devilman Crybaby, not Devil May Cry. Don't you ever get them confused. By the way, did some hand lettering today for the first time ever. Oh boy. Whew. That is some rough business. So normally like the light would hit like his back arm back here, but we want to make his hand come forward. So we're going to try to make his hand lighter than his forearm back there. Also, the more we deselect back here, the more it's going to compete with his actual hand. I'm going to get in the face area. We're just going to get in the face area, like little lip, little chin, and kind of like, I don't know, do this kind of like sketchy thing, because I guess he's furry. I guess he is. Now, like I said at the top, I'm going to try to do stream every day this coming week. Monday to Friday. I don't think it's going to be all color. Like, I'm a professional comic book colorist, but I think we're going to be talking about, we might start doing some Curse of the Iron Chef a little bit. We might start doing some Inktober stuff. Like, I kind of want to set that stuff up too. We're going to do some coloring. It's going to be all art for the whole weekend though. I don't know. The wings are weird because like, they're like veiny. I feel like the English title played on that a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure they were aware of Devilman Crybaby. So like they're veiny. They'll have this like light shining through it. It's like kind of a challenge with that we're just gonna kind of ignore because we're just kind of we're just having fun. We're just goofing around. We're staying loose. So we've kind of done our best bit here. Maybe a little bit in the peck as well. So from here, I'd kind of like... So I've deselected all the highlights, right? From here, I would take like a gray like this, or a dark like maroon, depending on like how I want it to look. Fill it and then fade it, multiply like 60%. So it puts just like a little shadow down on this whole thing. And he actually, like, you can from here, if you're like, oh well, you know, like this guy is not really looking great, like you can take your pen tool and be like, all right, I'm just gonna paint in like this stuff here because I missed it or whatever. You can take the lasso and, like, you know, redo the selection if you wanted to. Kind of want to make this more of like a clean like scoop. Yeah, so like, you know, like this is a good place to start. And this is basically what I did. Like, if I was if this was like me in my early career, I would call this done. I'd be like, this is what I got. Like, this is what I can offer without like getting in over my head. For the first 5 or 6 years, I basically didn't do like any kind of digital painting or anything. Like, from here, you can kind of, if you want to get into like more advanced stuff, start throwing in like gradients of color. Just kind of start thinking about like where the highlight is and like where you want to like put that kind of stuff. Maybe take like a screen and throw it in the shoulder, because the shoulder is going to catch like a ton of light. But like, you know, you just keep working it until you get it right. But like, you know, this is a superior piece right now to just putting it out there in black and white. And this is something that I genuinely feel like anybody can do. Like, we didn't do anything too wild. We did a wash of color. We picked a color on the opposite side of the color wheel, opposite in value for the background. So we just looked at the color wheel and was like, okay, we washed the thing in dark blue. We're going to do dark yellow or light yellow for the background. And then we just did one cut. We just selected the whole Devilman, just one little cut, filled it, multiplied it, make it dark, and that's it. Like, obviously this is not, you know, Jem Bartel level rendering, but like, this will get you started. This will get you going. This will get you thinking about this kind of stuff. Like, once you start here and once you get comfortable with this, the rest of it opens up. Like, we can start to pull grads through like the whole thing, like that. Maybe take like a little like color in the wings, set it to screen, pull it down. You start doing like special effects through the thing. Do you guys hear that gardener? just rolling by. You can start doing special effects, like you can start taking the screen and like kind of like blowing out the like light source behind him a little bit. Man, foolish gardener getting on stream. You know, you could start to like build on that foundation to get to a place that is like functionally and creatively you. And everybody who starts in this place where you wash with color and you pick out the color schemes that you want, everybody who starts in that place eventually figures out, okay, I like doing this, I don't like doing this. It's just practice. You think you just psyched yourself out with colors and recently started trying to do digital art? Huh. Why'd you psych yourself out with colors? What made you think that you couldn't really do it? Because you usually just do pencils and paper. Yeah, we can. I was actually going to do a like, you know, pencils and paper kind of thing. So like we've kind of colored this devil man, kinda. Like this guy looks like pretty much full color. And we didn't do anything too crazy, you know. Like I said, you just start spending time. Like you put little highlights in his shoulder that like work a little bit better in these kind of spaces. Kind of like blend that. Maybe make the line art for the tears this blue. If you make it this stark blue, it's going to pop up really well against the reds of this thing. If I get it to work right, there we go. The reds of his wings, you know. You start like really getting into like, you know, obviously I'm very, very, very loose right now, but you start to make the tears look really strong. And all this stuff is just like practice, you know. You think there's a heartthrob cover with this exact palette and treatment? Well, see, that's the thing, is like, I like this palette and treatment. So I feel like my mind, just like drawing, you start to find a groove of like, I like this thing. I'm gonna work this kind of stuff. You can, if you're like, okay, I've been doing the same thing over and over and over again. Like a good way to change up from there, if you want to get like more advanced from here, you can start messing with color balances. Now, color balance will tweak what you have down. So it'll go from, I'm hitting you with like every single step on this video. Color balances will you can start to like push the thing in like different directions. Like this is obviously like a more magenta direction than we initially chose. So like it took all the reds and pushed a lot of blue in them. And in doing so, muted out the background, which looks pretty damn cool. You know, if we put it underneath the highlights, the screen tone that we did, this like flare, the flare will come through as like what we'd picked the color with. So it might create a more complex kind of color by having like that orange flare with that color balance. Hey boys, you know, you can start messing with the hue and saturation of that color flare to like be, you know, whatever you want it to be. You start to like really, once you get like the basics down of washing your subject with a color and like figuring out what works for you there, then like all the other stuff that happens along the way is all just like sitting there and working it and like experience and like time. You know, everything that I do on stream is just like experience and time, you know. like anything. Drawing's the same way. You guys are going to see, because I'm going to be streaming like all next week. I sit down and do some drawings, and I will sit there and like draw a hand, fuck it up, erase it, redraw the hand, erase it, redraw the hand, erase it, redraw the hand, because like I haven't put the time in of sitting in the chair to like just bang out hands. Like I just can't. It's just not applicable. So yeah, we're gonna probably call it here. This is a pretty neat little Devilman Crybaby. Maybe we'll continue to work him in the future. Let's save him. We might finish him off, because I think he's kind of neat. He's kind of a neat character. We're gonna be doing tomorrow. We're gonna color the Realm number 11 cover with Jeremy Hahn's line art, cover A. Did you study a lot of anatomy? You have trouble with creating volume, sometimes especially with weird poses. So I went to Savannah College of Art and Design, which they put me through the ringer as far as studying anatomy. I never like started out being a colorist per se. Like that was never the goal. When I went to Savannah College of Art and Design, it was like I was drawing every single day. And I was making pages, and I was taking life drawing classes. I was taking drawing 1 classes. That foundation lets me figure out these volumes very, very quickly. And I mean, I've been figuring out volumes for coloring ever since then. And actually, even though I haven't been drawing, like I've been drawing semi-consistently this year. This is the first year in like 10 that I've been drawing consistently, maybe more than 10. And I feel like I'm a better artist now. Like I look at old sketchbooks that I had, I'm a better artist now than I was before, because I understand those volumes, because I put the time in for digital coloring. I would say that if anyone wants to get better at coloring, they should do life drawing. If anyone wants to get better at life drawing, they should do coloring. It's like all the art, like anything you do, anything you make, like the more you do it, the more consistently you do it, the more out of your comfort zone you are with trying new things and like trying side projects, trying, anatomy, trying whatever. Like it's all of the advantages are going to spill over to everything else every single time. That blue haze is really unique. Thanks, Kate. Yeah, so like you're gonna, I feel like this year for coloring for me has been the best year of coloring that I've ever done, and I 100% attribute it to sitting down and working on the sketchbook challenge that we've been working on. By the way, hop into the Discord, hop into the sketchbook challenge room. I've been drawing cryptoids as often as I can this month. Cryptoids. I don't know what I don't know what words are. Jason Hulk Hogan has also been like crushing it this Inktober. He's been drawing a bunch of creatures as well. You're so right. Definitely need to practice more. Can't get better if you don't practice. I mean, that's like, people want to know. Like, I'm gonna close out. Yeah, obviously you love cryptids. I'm gonna close out this tutorial as far as like figuring out color and the steps to getting you to a place where you're coloring very well by saying that everything is practice. Like, there is no tutorial that you are ever gonna find online that'll make you instantly like, you're not gonna sit there and be like, oh, if I do almond-shaped eyes instead of circle-shaped eyes, then my art's going to instantly jump to the top. I'm going to be a pro. It's like, nah, man. Like, the only thing that gets you there is, it's the same thing with, like, working out. The only thing that gets you there is constant, consistent effort. The reason that I am not ripped is because I will go to the gym occasionally and then skip it for a week, and I cannot get ripped that way. The six-pack does not happen that way. If I did sports champions every single day, maybe the six-pack would happen. Maybe. But, you know, same thing. You want to draw well every day. Work every single day. Like, if even if it's just a little bit, because you will work out these problems that you're having currently as you go. And it's going to be painful, but you will get there. You'll get there. Anyway, at any rate, like I said, we're coloring Jeremy Hahn's cover tomorrow. It's for the Realm number 11 when we come back. It's the first cover since the second trade. Second trade ends at number 10. I think number 10's like just coming out or just came out. So I think it's going to be out in a couple of months, but don't quote me on that. So look for that. Working on that artistic six-pack. Yes. Seriously, that is what it is. Like, you just every day you just grind it out, and like eventually, this is the thing too, is like, as like wild as it is, like eventually it just becomes second nature. Like, it's very hard for me to sit down and draw consistently. It is like drinking water to like, or swimming through water, or like walking and breathe. I don't know. It's a metaphor of something very easy for me to just sit down and color. Like, I did not intend on coloring this Devilman, and we got to a place that's like semi-finished. And the reason for that is because like I do it every day, and now I do it every day and I don't even think about it. You know, like I just color every day. That's just how it is. And like I rarely, like I still run into roadblocks, but the roadblocks are not nearly as like rough, are not nearly as difficult as they were in the beginning. So my advice to you is, if you are thinking critically about art, there was a thing that I did early in my career. I'm just like, we're just talking, man. We're just like shooting the shit at the end of this episode, apparently. We got to switch over from art to talk shows. There was a thing that I did early in my career. I was going to a lot of conventions, and I saw these guys at conventions who, like, they made a comic book, and making a comic book is really hard. Like, totally upfront. Making pins, making patches, making prints, cake compared to making like a comic book. You need a couch with a guest. Yeah. If there's art on the screen, then it's an art stream. Sure. Just like timers with speedruns. Yeah. I saw these guys hitting up every single con, yearly, over and over, and they had the same book they were selling every single time. There was never any new work. And I was like, well, I don't want to do that. And like, those guys never got off the ground. Never. And I was like, well, I don't want to be that guy. I want to have new work every time. So I have to consistently work, because that's the only, like, I can't bang it out I can't bang out a comic book in an afternoon. Like, I have to consistently dedicate myself to getting the work done. So once I did that, I was like, okay, if things don't work for me in a reasonable amount of time, meaning like I was seeing those guys hitting the con over and over and over and over again, and I was seeing them do that for about 5-ish years before they just like gave up. And I was like, I want things to like work for me within a 5-year span. And I told myself that I was like, I can sacrifice for 5 years. Like I can mentally wrap my mind around being dirt poor, barely making ends meet, not paying my taxes, which is something that I did early on to try to make ends meet. Like I can do all that stuff for 5 years. It's not sustainable forever, but I can do it temporarily. And if I do it temporarily and like I get to the end and I still haven't made any headway, if I'm still that guy at the con selling the old work over and over and over again, like something's wrong and I need to get a day job. I need like some other piece of my career. And I understand that like not everyone is in a position where they can be like, I'm just not going to make money, like that. I was single, fresh out of college, no kids, you know, blah 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 blah. I had very little responsibility, but those 5 years were like those 4 years of art school, followed by those 5 years afterwards, like really helped me work out all the kinks and really helped me figure out what to do, like with stuff I didn't even know. Like I was working out problems that I didn't even know were problems until I was encountering them, you know, like stuff that you cannot prepare yourself for. You need to put the time in at the desk, basically. Which is why, you know, I say all the time, like, draw every day, work every day. Like, it's just the way it is. And, you know, those skills get rusty if you're not using them regularly. Like, my drawing skills got rusty. First half of that sketchbook, the first sketchbook that I did this year, rough. This sketchbook, 1,000 times better than the last sketchbook. Like, we're shaking off that rust. Yeah. So, you know, get that art 6-pack. And you get that art 6-pack when you work out every day. That's good. Guys, I wanted to start this thing with like a simple, let's just like talk about the color wheel, and now we're getting heavy. We're getting real heavy. All right, I think I'm gonna call it there. Like I said, tomorrow we're streaming Jeremy Hahn's Realm cover 11. And then at some point this weekend, we're going to be streaming the Dead by Daylight point-and-click adventure about vampires. Hey, Panda, I'm taking off. The stream's ending. You're here right at the end. But yeah, Dying by Daylight, Death by Daylight. I forget what it's called. I forgot I had it, and I forgot I was saving it for October. So we really gotta get that thing done. So we're gonna play that on Sunday. And then I'm going to try to stream every day next week, whether it's inking, lettering, writing. I kind of want to polish up Curse the Iron Chef. I have a couple ideas. You're so late. I have a couple ideas about Curse the Iron Chef that I want to kind of like do another revision on the script that we wrote on stream forever ago. And then I kind of want to start working on it. So maybe we'll start doing that next week. And we'll do some coloring too. Won't be all that. But until then, guys, I will see you tomorrow, and I want you out there, you, I'm looking at you. I want you to keep making comics. Seriously, every day. 5 years, 9 years. I don't know. What was it? I gave myself a lot of time to figure out my failures before like making it, quote unquote, in comics. Yeah, you. You gotta go watch them back and watch the video. Yeah, and this will be up on YouTube. So guys and ladies, keep making comics.